Hey, hi, hello, welcome to the Rodent Recital YouTube channel. Today, there is no echo because I'm in my shed. I'm in my shed today. My parents came into the house and they were bursting through like an elephant parade, just smacking everything over, trumpeting the house down, and it was so loud, so I decided to come here. A nice quiet little space. I'm sorry if you hear planes flying by, leaves molesting the roof of the shed, birds yelling at me. It's a very chaotic shed, but we're gonna get through it, okay? Together. So today is episode 3 of our urban legend series, and today we're going to be talking about Annabelle the doll, which isn't really an urban legend. It's more of like a historical spooky happening, which in a sense is an urban legend, but this is more of a provable one because there were a lot of witnesses. So let's get right into the story. Annabelle is an allegedly haunted Raggedy Ann doll housed in the now closed occult museum of the paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. This couple are a crazy bunch. You probably know Ed and Lorraine Warren. I mean, they're the subjects of the Conjuring universe. However, there is a lot of shady history in their history. You can watch some YouTube videos about Ed Warren specifically and about how he allegedly adopted a girl that he allegedly started dating, I believe. Allegedly. Don't come for me. Don't come for me if you're part of the Warren legal team. But yeah, you should look into them. They have a really sordid history. So Annabelle was moved to the occult museum after there were supposed hauntings of the doll in 1970, and I'll tell you about the story. So according to the Warrens, a student nurse was given the doll by her mother in 1970 as like a gift. The doll behaved in really strange ways. She would be in one room, they'd come back home and she'd be in another room. She'd be sitting in a certain position and then they'd come back an hour later and her position would have changed even though no one would have been there to change her position. One of the roommates had a dream where the Annabelle doll ran up to him like a little freaky creature, ran up his body and strangled him, which I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be real. I would have set that doll on fire as soon as I woke up. So they were told by a psychic medium that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle. The student and her roommate tried to nurture the spirit of the possessed doll, tried to be nice to it because they felt bad for it, but it started exhibiting malicious behavior like strangling their friends in their dreams. They then contacted the Warrens and they asked about moving the doll to their little creepy museum since it was quote-unquote demonically possessed, and the doll remained in a glass box at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut until the museum's closing. So there are a lot of skeptics that basically say that they don't really buy into the story, saying that it was over-sensationalized and the Warrens lied about a few details. Texas State University Assistant Professor of Religious Studies Joseph Laycock says most skeptics have dismissed the Warrens Museum as full of off-the-shelf Halloween junk, dolls and toys, books you could buy at any bookstore. Laycock calls the Annabelle legend an interesting case study in the relationship between pop culture and paranormal folklore, and speculates that the demonic doll trope, popularized by films such as Child's Play, Dolly Dearest, and The Conjuring, likely emerged from early legends surrounding Robert the Doll, as well as from a Twilight Zone episode released 5 years prior to the Warren story entitled Living Doll. It also really reminds me of Slappy the puppet, from the Goosebumps series, because the Annabelle doll was a Raggedy Ann doll, the original one. She just was a soft-bodied toy that didn't really look that creepy, unless you're scared of Raggedy Ann dolls. But in the movie, they made her look like Slappy the puppet on crack cocaine with a bad red wig on. Like, she was terrifying in the movies, and she didn't look like that in real life. A lot of the aspects of the movies obviously are played up for theatrical effect, but the real story is still pretty creepy. There are quite a few people who back up the story of Annabelle and can say that it's real and can attest to it being real and have attested to it being real, but there are still a lot of skeptics who speak out against the Annabelle story and who vocally speak out against the Warrens and say that their whole shtick was just a load of poppycock. Oh my gosh, everyone in this neighborhood is so loud! And that is the end of the Annabelle story. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the artwork and the background. Tell me what you think about the piece. Tell me what you think about the story. If you like this series, if you want me to do another urban legend case, or if you want me to tell more personal stories about myself, if you liked my previous video about my stalker. And let me know of any Oh my gosh. And let me know of any specific urban legends you'd like me to cover, including cryptids or even historical events that were spooky. And let me know what you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.